Now, before we dive into anything, a lot of people always ask us, what is the latest in terms of development? Because we haven't really said much the last couple of months. We've been kind of quiet. And today I'm happy to unveil that we have no new news.
Yeah. It's Dave, so Dave is just same as always. Same as always.
Yeah.
But I mean shit devs, hello Vilsol. But there is, what we can say is that we have like a little bit more of a plan of how we want to sort of do things, and that like in the next couple weeks we plan on unveiling like what we plan on doing, and getting you guys into the loop.
Yes.
We're at the point where we can pretty much do that pretty soon. So keep your eyes open and your ears peeled. Eyes peeled, ears open, I don't know, over the next couple weeks. And I think we're going to be dropping a lot of information at that time if everything keeps going according to the plans that we have now. And so, thank you very much for waiting patiently. Much appreciated while we take the time to figure out what we need to do as the project does sort of transition into a different sort of area that it has been over the past few years. So we're sort of working that out. Thanks for the patience, and look forward to telling you what's happening, because I know it sucks when you don't get any updates at all. That's frustrating, but everyone's been really patient anyway, and so I really appreciate that. I think we all appreciate that. So eyes open for 2 weeks. That's hard. True. Moisturize your eyeballs.
Oh yeah. You gotta blink. Don't forget to blink. Sorry, I saw a couple of comments about Final Fantasy in the in the chat while you were talking about that. Development has been going on behind the scenes. Like it's not like we've stopped working on the game and then now we're back at it. Like we've been working hard day and night. Not so much night, mostly day. But there's been stuff going on in the background. There's been a lot of different stuff going on in the background. So we haven't been sure like what we're gonna like concentrate when it comes to releasing the next iteration of the game, if you will.
Yeah.
Everyone's
been busy. So even though we haven't been able to commit to plans publicly with y'all, doesn't mean we haven't been progressing on the project. It's just kind of,
It's been, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we'll have some actual news, not just consider this the countdown to the countdown or whatever.
Exactly. We're announcing the countdown to the announcement of the countdown.
Yeah, exactly.
But, soon we'll have some stuff out there, and I think it's going to be interesting. Can't wait to see what y'all think about what we're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
some folks are commenting on my 20 FPS. If you guys could look this way at this setup, I mean, there's a box, there's like a high heat pad, there's a printer, power bank, ring light. There's it's
Jace,
not
why don't you
pretty,
take a picture with your phone and show everyone what it looks like?
Oh, hold up. That's what I'm using as my camera because nothing else is working. Okay? So, this whole thing is just duct tape holding everything together. Be glad there's anything at all. I don't know. Maybe it would have just been better without my... You know what? Look, this is what we're rolling with. And we're going with it whether you like it or not, okay?
Yeah, like I said before, this is correspondence Jace reporting live from Aussie Town.
Exactly. We had to flip the camera and everything so I wouldn't be upside down. It's kind of wild. Jace Bot was better. Look, you know what? I can't outperform Jace Bot. I agree. Jace the Bush pilot, exactly. I mean, lucky that I had my limbs torn off by giant spiders yet. We take our wins.
Sounds harsh, dude. Must be hard. Sorry, I was just doing one thing in the background. So, so yes, that's sort of the state of dev. Is that soon TM. But there's a couple of other interesting things we'd like to talk about here as well today. First, we just want to rip off the Band-Aid here real quick and talk about last week's video, or not video actually, last week's podcast. Yeah. So,
well, first of all, what did you guys think of that? Have you, if you've seen it, let us know. Have you seen the podcast? It's also right, Final Fantasy, and so I combine them into podcast.
Very good.
Did you guys enjoy the podcast? Let us know. Super informative in all caps. Okay.
That's nice.
My favorite comment from it. So, it was an April Fool's joke if you didn't see it. But my favorite comments was like from people who are like, it took me 30 minutes to realize it was an April Fool.
I feel bad for those people a little bit.
They seem to enjoy. I mean, they hung around. I guess they hung out for that long.
Yeah,
I guess
true.
they enjoyed it.
But that's the nicest comments are the ones where people are saying like this was entertaining and this wasn't what I came for, but it was still fun to listen to. Like, that's fair. Because it was really fun. It was a lot of fun recording it. I'll tell you that much. Like that was probably one of the most fun recording sessions we've ever had.
I woke up 7 a.m. to record that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've shared the link to the podcast in chat now. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I think it's entertaining, regardless of what it is.
But to burst everyone's bubble a little bit, we are not actually planning to have an actual Satisfactory podcast, even though we tease at this being episode 001, which says that the
joke there implies there's going to be hundreds. Yeah. When arguably we didn't even achieve one.
No.
Everyone calling it the Final Fantasy podcast. Yeah. Was the podcast completely scripted?
No. Well, the Satisfactory parts were scripted a little bit.
Yeah, but the Final Fantasy parts was genuine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There was no script for the Final Fantasy part apart from the segue. Everything that came after that was pure from heart. And I love Jace's initial comment about this in this podcast we're gonna see where the discussion our hearts take us. It's true. That's
our hearts took us to Final Fantasy.
So for those of you who I think most people here on the stream will know the reference, the fact that we constantly talk about Final Fantasy on the stream and we should be talking about Satisfactory. We thought we'd do that and just take it an extra step essentially. So yeah.
Today I learned it was an April Fool's joke. Nice.
Yeah. But I also like this. I like how a lot of comments, my favorite comments in general on that video are people that argue about Final Fantasy. They go off the fact that this was a Satisfactory related thing and actually discuss Final Fantasy. Even when people are genuinely upset about Final Fantasy takes we made, those are, I love reading those.
Yeah. Because they were engaged with what we were passionate about and talking about in the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. Yeah, it was really cool. So after we recorded it, Snut and I were both there are so many more things that we could have talked about. We were done. We didn't even have our fill. We just had to wrap it up because time was up.
Yeah.
And I heard someone else was saying how many times did you break down laughing? Not really at all.
No.
It was Snut and I just talking about Final Fantasy.
Yeah. There were a couple of giggles at the end that I cut away or that removed from the final edit, but not that much. No, we kind of kept face the entire thing. It was mostly at the end where we were going all right, gotta wrap it up.
Yeah.
But anyways, so if you enjoyed that, I'm also surprised to see how many downloads we got on the actual podcast. It's on Spotify, by the way, for some reason. Didn't actually think we were gonna get up there, but we got it.
Cool.
So yeah. Anyway, so that's us.